Hello everyone and welcome. Today we're taking a look at Body-chan and Effect Wind, the purple variant. Hold on, stay tuned. First of all, apologies, this is not really the video I had intended to upload today. I had wanted to do Sun Vulcan and Jaguar Vulcan, but that's going to have to wait till next time because I want to get rid of this and I wanted to do a video before I do so. They come in lots of different colors and shapes of body sizes. There's also a male version and a female version. Female version is Body-chan. Male version is Body-kun. So I have the gray version. I only have the female, so I only have Body-chan. I never got the Body-kun. Each color also comes with its own accessories. So here is a look at the gray version. Here is the pale version. Here is the black version. And here is the wireframe version. The wireframe is especially useful for sketching and drawing for beginners because it already has your guidelines on it. You also have a chibi version. I'm not entirely sure exactly what comes with that. And then you have sort of a teen or like a older child version. Those are called the Ken Sugimori versions. And those also come as a Body-chan and a Body-kun. I don't know that chibi comes with different like male, female. I think chibi is just chibi. Talking about accessories, here are a few different versions. First, we have the Body-chan sports version, and then the Body-kun sports version. And then we have the Body-chan gray shooting edition, Body-kun gray shooting edition. And then there's a Body-chan limited edition world tour and a Body-kun limited edition world tour where they're just, the bodies are painted a little bit differently. And then they have these other two unique ones. You have Body-chan Yabuki Kentaro and Body-kun Takari Rihito. I'm showing the gray version of those two here. I think they also come in like a pale version and stuff too, but honestly, I'm not sure. Alrighty, let's get on to the unboxing and looking at of this particular figure. The box looks pretty good. It has a sort of shiny bit here for where the text is, so it's nice and pretty. It's a very light box. There's some basic details on it. It's obviously all in Japanese. You know, it's got a peekaboo box so you can go in and see the figure. There's nothing really particularly awesome or horrible about the box. It is what it is. You open it up and you see the figure in all of its glory, and there's this card here, grid card, just for drawing reference. It also has this handbook of different poses and things that you can see. Just some basic information, obviously, again, all in Japanese. These are really, really good reference tools for drawing and for basic posing when you don't have somebody that's willing to pose for you or you don't have access to a good pose book or anything like that. So, I mean, these little things, they're useful. I'm getting rid of mine just because it's not big enough. I wanted it to be bigger and to be able to do more things, and I wanted it to be more solid. This is one of the stands that it comes with. It has sort of two options for these. This is the part that goes around her waist, or, you know, her neck or her head, or honestly, whatever you want to stick it around. It has some pretty decent posability in sort of a general sense. And then here's the second piece that goes with this. The end of the one in my left hand pops off and that other short piece pops on. We'll take a look at it in a second. So if you just remove the top bit of the plastic here, this is her stand. It also what holds all of her accessories. Everything fits in here, so at least that's really well designed, so you're less likely to lose things, which is freaking great. This just pops right into this hole here, and you have a couple different options for placement of those holes. You can put hands and various things onto these things that sort of look like a ladder. Here's one that's already filled in. It comes like this. So she has different, these are all matching hands, but she has some non-matching hands as well. And these just slip right into this box. And they stay here really solidly. It's actually quite well done. And here's her little sword. Everything in this is plastic. There's no metal in this at all. Everything is plastic. Pretty good detail in this thing, though. It's not sharp or anything. It's sort of bendable. It's not super brittle or anything, which is actually kind of a good thing. This is just sort of a divider that you can put in here or leave out, totally up to you. This is her computer that she comes with, which is actually pretty cool. It actually opens and it actually has keys, which is kind of interesting and fun. So I like that they gave her some accessories that are to scale to her and can actually do things. This is her tablet, you know, iPad, drawing tablet, that type of thing. It even comes with a little pen, which we'll see in a second. Here we have a handgun, which honestly is like a little weird looking, but it's fine. Like, it's just a very short handgun, so obviously one meant for females. Here's her little flip phone. You can tell this is slightly dated because she has a flip phone, but you know, flip phones are more popular in Japan in general, so I guess it's not really that dated. Here's the same flip phone closed, so it comes with an open version and a closed version. And then here's the rinky-dinky little pen that goes with the drawing tablet or, you know, iPad tablet, whatever. So that's it. That is all of her accessories except for her hands, which we'll take another look at in just a second. This is just some rando, really thin piece of plastic. Honestly, I don't even know what it's for. She originally came with all of this stuff attached and I had removed it. So taking another quick glance at this set of hands. So this group has both a left and right hand, and they're all kind of matching, or at least pretty close. So she's got fist hand, slightly open fist hand, totally spread open hand, grippy hands for the gun or the pad or whatever. And then these ones aren't necessarily matching. So she has, you know, a pointy right hand, but not a pointy left hand. Well, I guess she does have a pointy left hand. Some of these are not matching. So she's got, you know, peace finger sign on one hand, but not on the other hand. And then here's the figure itself. It's actually really good. It's just so small and so lightweight. But she does have really good posability. Her arms move up really well. She's a little stiff and it's a little bit tight to move her in certain positions, which actually I guess is kind of a good thing because you don't really want her to be floppy and loose. But it concerns me a little bit that I'm going to break her. But she does have good forward mobility on her arms and some good movement for her wrists. You know, I would break my wrist if I tried to do that, so that's good. I mean, not for me, but it's good for her. And her head has some quite decent natural movement. It doesn't overly extend in any one direction, so it is pretty natural. It could tip back a little bit further or to the side a little bit further, but in general, it's a pretty natural movement. She can also do ab crunches. And stretch back a little bit, and that's as far as she goes. That's it. So she's, you know, she's not a gymnast. She's more like your average person. She doesn't really do the splits. This is as far as her legs go. So they do make a much better, more articulated version, it's way more expensive, which is why I have not gotten one. Someday I will. But at this price point for one of these that does have a good amount of articulation, it's not bad, you know. That's as far as her legs go, which is why I think one of the other versions has like a cross leg version. She can actually move, or they have different sorts of legs, and it looks like that they can turn into a cross leg. This one cannot. You can't turn her into cross leg. I like that she has toes that move. You know, even though it's like they're all joined together, I do like that. I appreciate that. Her shoulders could actually go forwards and backwards, which is nice, so she can like hunch her shoulders a bit. See, it moves forward a little bit, which is good. It's just a little awkward putting her back into position. She can totally stand on her own. I'm just having an issue with it. But she does do better if she's standing with the assistance of her pose stand. So let's take a quick closer look at that. Put all of this back together here. And you can see how everything fits really well into this stand case base thing, whatever you want to call it. I really actually like how they made this harder to lose things, because there are so many, these pieces are very small and it would just be very easy to lose a bunch of these. So you just take the stand base, you put it into one of the holes of the stand, you open these clips and attach it to her just wherever you want to attach it. And then she stands really well, or drunken. She looks a bit drunk. So we can kind of Superman pose her or whatever. The advantage of her being so light is that she works really well in this stand. Ta-da! If she was heavy, I think she would have a harder time being so stable in this stand, but because she's so light, you can just pose her very easily. And this kind of pose doll is very useful for getting all those weird poses that you would just never be able to get with somebody real very easily at all. Plus, they're not always like, hey, I need to go to the bathroom. Oh, I need to take this call. Like, no, they're going to stand there and they're going to stand there forever until you're done with them. So, yay. So there she is with her basic pose and her basic tools. We're going to take a quick peek at this other tool, this thing right here. So I didn't completely have this figured out when I did this, but these two clampy bits, you can actually take them off of that piece that I just took off and put them on here, so it will make her stay better than she's going to stay as I'm going to do this. But basically, you can just make her sit on this thing, and then you would use the clampy bits around her waist at this point, which I didn't do, but you totally could do with her. So that is pretty much her. Oh, I forgot to take a look at one other thing. She also comes with this piece of paper that describes all of the pieces that come in the box. One side is blank, the other side lists everything that she comes with and how to remove her wrists or remove her hands from her wrists, and exactly how to put the top together and so on. Just your basic instruction page. Also all in Japanese. On to height and weight. She really is super light, so if she's going to get any kind of crossbreeds at all, she will blow over. She's only 7 ounces weight, and height is about 5 inches tall. Just as Body-chan and Body-kun have lots of different versions, also there are lots of different air and wind and different kinds of effects that you can add. Here, as an example, is a yellow wind and a green wind. There is also a fire effect or flame effect and a water effect And then we also still have a rock impact and a lightning effect. And these aren't good just for Body-kun. You can use these for any kind of figure. Like if you happen to have, I don't know, a figure from some TV show or something, just a PVC figure, you can add this to that and make a very dynamic kind of display. All those different effects come in a bunch of different colors too, which is really excellent because you can make it match whatever your figure is doing. All right, taking a look at this box, it shows you the different pieces and sort of where they can be put together. It's just a good peekaboo box where you can look inside and see the different pieces. I have not even opened this yet. Did not realize that until I went to film this. So give me a sec. Cut it open. All right. Now that I've opened the box, these are the different pieces that are inside. You get a bunch of these, and I had to actually take these out of the plastic before I started filming because these are a bugger to get out of this plastic. They are just in there really well. They're very well seated, so they're not going anywhere. They're not going to rattle around. They're not going to break. But taking a closer look at them, overall, they look pretty good. I always have a problem with like some of the clear things because as you can see here, you can see every single little issue that it has with it. You can see like a little bubble in there, and if it has some spots where like it's glued together inside or something, like here's a seam that you can see. You can always see all of those issues. You can see these holes inside where it's meant to get a peg through there so you can hold it into different areas. But overall, like the painting is nice and subtle. It's very pretty. I'm assuming that the other colors are all kind of done the same way. I don't know. But the holes are fairly obvious no matter what way you look at it. These smaller pieces seem to be just one piece, but the bigger ones, like this one, well, maybe not this one, but some of the other larger ones, sort of have a seam where you can see where one piece was meant to go into the other piece. This is all hollow in here, so this is on the very bottom, and this, at least I think this is on the bottom, but it like it's all hollow, so these don't weigh much either. So here's the main swirly bit, and this is what I was talking about. So you can see where one piece was glued into another piece. I mean, if you look closely, if you're just using it for a figure or using it for a sketch or something, it's totally fine. But, you know, if you're super picky about, you know, right here, like that can be somewhat bothersome. If you are like a type A, gotta have everything perfect, you are not going to love these because those seams where it's glued together, you can't take those apart. That's stuck. That's exactly how it comes. You know, right here, it's not very pretty. It looks odd, honestly. But, you know, if you got pieces in and around it and it's covering up that area, it's totally fine. Alrighty, so final thoughts. Like I said, I'm getting rid of mine. I'm going to be selling it. Overall, it's a really good piece. They're just not quite exactly what I'm looking for drawing. There's not enough freedom of movement. You know, the fingers are all, it has hand poses. And if I'm going to be posing a figure, I want to be able to move each finger individually. But, you know, as a general thing, it's totally fine. I wouldn't spend a lot of money on it, but it's fine. All right. So as always, I super appreciate having you guys watch through this video. If you've managed to make it this far, congratulations. This is a one-woman show, so sorry for not uploading like on a super constant basis. It is just me that is doing this. So super appreciate the likes, the comments, anything that you guys have to say, especially if it's positive. Doesn't have to be like an ego stroke or anything, because I don't appreciate that. But, you know, constructive criticism is not a terrible thing. If you have something positive that to say about the video, I do love that. I also have a Patreon, and please like, subscribe, all that good jazz. And next time, I promise I'm going to be doing an actual Chogokin video. Alrighty, thanks everybody. Have an excellent time until I see you next time. Bye.